share that with you guys. Welcome everybody. We're just doing a regular Q&A tonight because Christopher Grant is a bit under the weather, and I didn't want to do, you know, the full training class without him. So, you know, it'll get extended another week. I mean, we're not cutting a week out. You know, there's just something extra. We could cancel it completely. I knew there was a lot of questions that, you know, we could always cover. So, Matthew, no, this is just what we're building right now, but at some point, hopefully around the end of the month, we will be, that spreadsheet will be going away and everybody will be migrated over to that website, and we'll let you know plenty of times. I'm actually making a list of, we're building a form right now that you can fill out with any suggestions or anything that you can think of that could help us, you know, make that better, because there's really no limits to what we could do with that now that it's going to be an actual software package. What tools do we use for each scan? Like tools for Amazon Flips, best tools for library search. We use tactical arbitrage, and we use, you know, Keepa for the most part. Tactical arbitrage gives you basically all the information you need to know. Is Rev ROI different? Do I need both? I would suggest you use both. And here's how I use Rev ROI. Step ahead is really for before you search. It's going to tell you where to go. It's showing you what the discounts are. You can even click through to those discount pages because they're constantly adding more. People are buying them, so the numbers are always changing. You know, those numbers are of course current when we add that information. Now, when you're already in the store and ready to check out, Rev ROI costs, I don't know, it costs $25, $30. And Christopher Grant made it, and it's going to give you that information live when you're ready to check out. So then it'll check all the sites, and it's going to show you what the best price is. So I would say you should have both. You don't need either. I mean, you know, if you don't know where to start, if you want to see all them deals, you know, before you get going, then of course I would suggest you use the step ahead. Rev ROI, I mean, who knows, over a few years it's going to cost you pennies a month. It's, you know, it's just so cheap. It's a one-time payment. So I would suggest everybody get that as well. What are my top sourcing sites? There's so many. I recommend my top 10. Is Rev ROI, oh, hang on, is Rev ROI therefore only for RA? Now, what Rev ROI does is, and I can share my screen in Chrome. Let me just go to a page, and I'll show you what Rev ROI does. But what that does is check all the cashback and gift card and coupon sites. And don't get it confused. My deals are not the deals you see on coupon sites. We've actually subscribed to all these websites mailing lists. So these are the deals they send out to their customers. You know, they send out, you know, messages in the morning saying, you know, all day we'll have 10% off if you use this code, or, you know, use this special link. And that's what we're supplying you. You know, the things you get on all those hundreds of, you know, discount sites and coupon sites, those aren't the same thing that we're getting. We're subscribing to their mailing list, and that's where the information is coming from. So I'm just going to go to Walmart. But I mean, this works on most sites out there. And if it doesn't work on a site, let Christopher Grant know, and he'll get it added. Okay, I'm just going to pick up product. Okay. Now, Christopher Grant does have some products that are only for, it's only good for doing RA, but This isn't one of them. Okay, so let me share the screen here for you guys. ROI is really a great tool. So I just pulled up a random product here at Walmart. Close it. That's just my Amazon plugin. And if you see, I do have a lot of plugins, obviously, but this one here, our Rev ROI, you just click on it on any page that has a product on it, on most any site. You're going to pull up something that looks like this. So this is showing you, actually I'm going to do gift cards first. This is showing you the best places to get a discount gift card for Walmart. It recognizes it's Walmart. So it's actually 4.5 at Card Pool, 3.8 at Cia, 2.5 at Card Cash, and so on. So this is going to usually show you the 5 or so best ones for gift cards. You click on the cashback, it's going to show you the best cashback place. So number 1 is Swag Bucks, and it goes down from there. And as well, coupons, no coupons available for this product. And that's it. So when you're ready to check out, when you're on a when you're at the site, you can then click on the Rev ROI, and it's going to show you all of those deals. So yeah, it's not really something for our RA. He has made some other products that are though. It's step ahead for online stores for RO, for OA, as well as brick and mortar stores RA. Well, I would say yes, because if you're going to be using it for tactical arbitrage, it's actually I would say those deals, a lot of them aren't going to be for RA, because they're like online only deals. They're emailing you. They want you to go and buy, right away. So, but you're going to find that, as well as the cash back, you really can't use the cash back for the most part with RA stores either. So, I would say it's, usually for OA, and there's so many advantages to buying OA now over RA, but, there's also a lot of RA out there. So all those out of stock items that everybody's complaining about now, I have no problem with, because we put those into a list. And then when we go to Walmart, you got a list of hundreds of items that nobody can find online that you can now go look for in the stores. But if you don't do RA, then, that's not useful. Maybe some additional guidance on filters. Scan belt today for first time with 370 pages. 12 added with no matches. Am I doing something wrong? I really don't know. I don't know what categories you're scanning. Belk is a very big, I say if you don't find anything or like that, scan with no filters and see what's coming in, and then start to tighten up your filters. Look at your category list, which we can go over one as well in a while, and we can see what we should and shouldn't be looking at. Could you go through the extensions you use while sourcing OA? If you send me a message or post about it in the private Facebook group, I'll post a video that I did. I did a great video, a webinar with Christopher Grant that goes over a lot of the extensions that we use. Does Rev ROI work on Firefox? No, all these extensions are Chrome extensions, so you really need to be running Chrome to use all of them, including the tactical arbitrage extension. You buy e-gift cards and use them in some stores. Yes, you can buy the online gift cards and use them in almost all the stores. Just print them out. Or if you're using like the Raise app, you can just show them the app and they'll scan it right there. What discounts are available for wholesale sites? Don't really follow that. Wholesale sites don't usually have gift cards or, things like that. If I join your mastermind group, do I need step ahead? Yeah, they really don't have anything to do with each other. I mean, if you're in the mastermind group, you're not going to have access to the step ahead sheet. No, and there's no discounts available for that, even if you're in the mastermind group. There's only a couple things that we don't give discounts on, which is the step ahead sheet, our mastermind groups and, you know, the training. So do you have different filter settings while sourcing OA for different categories? Yes, definitely. That's the whole point of breaking down your list to, you know, 100,000 ranked book, you know, is going to sell several a day. 100,000 ranked, you know, video game may sell 1 or 2 a month. You know, it's just each category should be different, and you have to figure out what is best for you. We're not going to tell you what you know, what each category and what numbers to put in for everything. We're training you how to use tactical arbitrage, how to build your business. And we're teaching you how to do all this on your own. We're not going to, you know, there's plenty of lists and sheets and videos out there where people are going to tell you what numbers to punch in. You know, if we just gave you that, you know, it's kind of a waste of your time here, because we're teaching you how everything works and how you should be running your business. And, you know, you can go buy a list where people tell you what to buy, you know, or you can use a tool like tactical arbitrage where you're going to find your own products and be self-sufficient. You look at the non-bulk list to better choose the categories to scan. I don't know what you mean by non-bulk list. I'm still not understanding why you provide that extra list. That's a list of all the information. People ask for it. If you just want to scan stuff on tactical arbitrage, then don't worry about that list. It's extra information. Never complain about extra information. If you don't want it, then don't open it. In the Keepa Ranks statistics section, this for Marcella, does the number of drops in the sales rank column mean that this is the number of times the product sold that month? No. The drops has nothing to do with the sales rank. There is no drops in the sales rank. The drops means changes in pricing. Let's go back over here. Okay. So we can close this. I'm going to go to a random product on Keepa here. Do you look at the non-bulk list? Okay, Joseph, we'll go through a list in a bit, but you need to look at the names of the categories. We put the names and the whole hierarchy of the categories in those bulk lists so you can decide which categories you want to scan. Look at that information to see what categories you want to scan. You don't want to scan appliances. You don't want to scan furniture. You want to scan items that you're going to be, categories that you're going to be comfortable selling those products in. Categories that you think the products are going to sell in. If you're looking at Home Depot, don't worry about the washers and dryers and, you know, cabinets and whole shower assemblies, because that's all in there. You know, you need to narrow it down and pick what is worth buying. You know, and I don't mean products, I mean actual categories. We're looking at categories worth buying. Let's go look at the first one here. Let's see what we have. Go all the way out. There's 166 days of history here. We're going to look at this, at these Keepa graphs in depth when we get to the Amazon Flips week. I'm not going to go over this too much, but a question like this really needs some more information. So there's no drops here. I'm not sure what you mean under sales rank. But if we look at statistics, we can see, now if I move my cursor to show you, it'll go away. But under that drops column, it says Amazon's done 1 drop. New is 6, used is 3.3. Oh, I see where you mean sales rank and drops intersecting. Right, but that's not, I really don't have an answer to, you know, why that intersects like that. I believe that may be just overall drops, but that's not a drop in sales rank. down to a month. So this is like the overall numbers, because it's not, see, it's saying 65 is the total number. Obviously, this thing is all over the place. The highest was 600,000. The average is 90,000. Right now it's, at 23,000. Even if we go down to a week, you can see there's a ton of sales here. But they do not track the amount of, that would basically say, well, there's been 65 sales and, the whole history of this product. We talked about the VAs. Other than the cache settings, are there settings that tend to speed up or slow down a search? Okay, so as you can see, the settings has changed a little bit. Everything's still here. You just put it in in some tabs to make things easier. So let's see where the cache is. It's probably under searching. So what could be the fastest way you could do it is to put 5-day cache on, unless you're worried about products that have been recently added to a to a certain store. If we change this to 5-day cache and run that, it should go in, as fast as, a 1/10 of a second up to a second, and then, not running it should be a second up to 3 seconds usually. So what's going to happen here is, if an item has been searched within the last 5 days, it's going to pull that information. If you have it set to 5, it was searched 5 days ago, it's going to pull that information from 5 days ago. But if it was searched a day ago, of course, it's going to pull the most recent information. If it hasn't been searched at all, it's going to pull the information live. And if you're looking at other stores, it's going to check that information as well. So if the other store hasn't been searched at all, it's going to take those extra seconds to search those other stores. So the fastest way to do it would be to do the 5-day cache, and then once you find your results, you narrow them down, get rid of the duplicates, then go to your view data page and then update. So once you do that here, then you can do an update. And this was another question that's in here while we're here. How do you update your information? So there's 2 ways to do it. If you hit this button, it's going to reconnect to the source, whatever the source is, and it's going to connect to the Amazon side. It's going to pull all that information again. The other thing you can do is select them and then click on Update Selected, and it's going to do the same thing, but it'll do it with multiples. So if we select these 3 and Update Selected, it's connecting and re-downloading that information. We do use pay-per-click. We do whole categories of items, like all of the makeup will be under one thing, but we're really not going to be covering that here. We're only really covering training on tactical arbitrage. Okay, I've been having an issue with my matched scanning products having obscure prices listed. I roll through the view data scans, getting rid of mismatches. It obviously knows quickly, then save the potential matches to a folder to take a closer look at. When I'm in the save folder scans, most of the products show 4 or 5 times the price listed by the seller when I click on their link. I've refreshed data and checked the item quantity. Well, I mean, prices are changing constantly. So, you know, Keepa does a good job of showing history, but the way Keepa works is it connects to that site at 5 p.m., then it connects at 6 p.m., then it connects at 7 p.m., and it's going to check ranks, check pricing, check the amount of sellers, and it's going to pull that information and put it into that chart you see. So, you know, if there's sales, if prices change in between, it's still not going to be picked up by that. So, you know, Keepa is the best thing out there to get that information, but it's also not perfect. You know, and the same with this tool or any other tool that you use for Amazon. It's connecting to the API, which is you know, like a back-end interface to connect to the database. So the information you see on the page is updated automatically, but the API may take an hour, 2 or 3 hours to get updated to match that. And of course, that if it's not updated in the database, it's not going to be getting pulled out into whatever software you're using, like tactical arbitrage. I hope that explains it a little bit, but you know, so prices are never going to change until you do an update. You know, if you find something now and it sits there for 2 months, it's going to have the information from 2 months ago. Tactical arbitrage never updates the information until it scans it. So the only way to update it is for you to manually do it by clicking these buttons or by clicking the update selected. Click. Is there a tool that tells us the average number of sales a product has in a month? There's lots of tools out there. Don't trust any of them. Whatever you're using, I've interviewed a lot of them. I know a lot of those people, but you know, great guys, but they're trying to do stuff to help you out. Do not, if you want to listen to me, if you want to do it right, don't trust them. If you want something fast that you can look at a guide or look at, you know, some kind of extension, then, you know, then you can do that. But if you want the real numbers, if you want accuracy, do not use any of those tools. And I'll explain to you, I even made a video explaining how this works. What they do is they don't know how many things sell. So there's two things you need to understand. If these tools go to a product that's ranked, let's say 1,000 on Amazon, then 2,000, and then one that's ranked 5,000, that's going to check to see what their rank is. It's going to look at all the sellers and try to, and then it's going to go back an hour or 24 hours. And it's going to look again, and it's going to see what the difference is in the quantities they had available. So it's going to try and see how many sold in that time period. And then it's going to do it for all those other ones. So it looked at 1 and 2 and 3 and 5,000, but it didn't look at the one that's ranked 1,285. So it's going to, but you want to see that 1,285 one. So when you look at that one, it's going to take in, it's going to make an estimate based on the 1,000 ranked and the 2,000 ranked, and it's going to estimate how many is going to be selling in that period. Now, the other thing it tells you is it'll say a 30-day number, but that 30-day number is based on two things. If the sales rank stays exactly the same, which of course we know all sales ranks change every hour, and it's not previous 30-day sales, it's future 30-day sales. So it's saying if this product stays at this exact rank, this is how many sales is going to be made in the next 30 days. So there's a lot of ifs there. If we're looking at my screen, I'm not really even paying attention. Yes, mismatch. What's mismatch? That one's actually the same design. It's just not on the right piece of clothing. So as you can see, you know, I get mismatches just the same as everyone else. You can also see how much time I waste on them. Very, very little. So be like me. Do not waste time on mismatched products. Maybe I should have closed that one and not marked it as a mismatch. That's my mistake. So I hope that will help you to stay away from those tools. Now, of course, now the alternative is use the only thing that's giving you real information, which is go to Keepa. Look that product up on Keepa. Look for the last week or the last month, however the rank is, the last day, and see how many times the rank went down, and those account for at least one sale. I don't use camel anymore. It used to be better. Sorry, it used to be better. But Keepa has long since exceeded them, and there's so much more information that camel don't track clothes or shoes or a lot of other stuff. It also don't track rank in a lot of things. The rank may be removed by Amazon, and camel just continues that line going straight on forever. It doesn't show you when things sell out. If a product sells out on Keepa, the line will just be gone. So you'll see when it was actually in stock and when it was out of stock. There's just so many things that Keepa does it so much better. If you want to learn more about Keepa, I actually created a free course on this on my website. So everybody by now should have an account on my website, ShawnMayo.com. Just go there, go to Mastermind Basic and courses. There's a whole course on Keepa. There's also one on tactical arbitrage, to get the basics down. So we use Keepa to get an estimate of monthly sales, yes. And we can see price history and, rank history. Remember, rank is just a snapshot in time. So, it could be in the middle, it could be at the top, it could be at the bottom. The product we looked at, whatever this was, you see what was going on here? I mean, we're talking about February 12th. It wasn't a long time ago. Right now, we zoom out to all. We can see a lot of things. If we were just looking at, let's say, a month, so, you could say here, Amazon never sells out. They're always on it. But if we go out to 166 days, which is almost, 6 months, half a year, we can see they've gone out a few times. And they're at a very low point right here. But we can also see that Amazon, and other sellers go in and out of stock here. So the used sells out a lot. If we zoom in here, we can see, and this is one of the points I was making, this black line means used. And we can see this whole time where the black line stops on November 1st to November 23rd, maybe? Yeah, November 23rd, there was no used sellers. If we turn off Amazon here, go back to this, and we can also see here the blue is now new sellers, and we can see that there were points that they were completely sold out in new, and at those same points they were completely sold out in used. So if you had it here, you could be charging whatever you want because there were no sellers. We can see that, a lot of times it was one seller. There's not a lot of sellers on this. There's a lot of information we're going to get from Keepa that Camel would not, or does not, provide us. Right, the offers is down here. See where it says less historical data? Click on more historical data. This is when it's off. You gotta click on more historical data and you'll see it. I promise you, your Keepa is the same as mine. Another good thing to see here is somebody is tracking this product. So you can see how many people are tracking it, which is usually gonna be other Amazon sellers. And yes, you should just use Keepa to get an estimate. It's nice to be able to go to one of those other tools, and just click a button or punch in a rank and it tells you how many. It's good to have a number like that, but the problem is it's not accurate. Sometimes it's accurate. So many people tell me that it's not. So, I would rather have something accurate. All right, so we're going to go back over here, I believe, and Anonymous said the limit is 1,000 rows, but if you have 5,000, it will only show 1,000. The remaining 4,000 would be in the queue. As you delete and/or more items, move items to folders. Yes, I don't. That really wasn't a question, but what you're asking is yes. Once you delete the 1,000, refresh your page. You don't have to delete the 1,000. If you delete 10, 10 more are going to populate. I don't know what I have. See, I have 196 here, 20,000. There were some problems with my account. We actually had to clear. We had about 3,000 in here, and we had to clear it because there was a problem. So, you know, if you had 3,000 in here, you delete what's off of here. You see they're in order of number. We deleted the beginning, but if you change the order to here, you're going to see a completely different one. So, second part is there a fasting way to quickly move all the folders move all to a folder for future analysis, or just check all and move? If you check all, you're going to do 100 at a time. There's no way to move that somewhere else, but we don't ever do that. I don't see the point. If you start a new scan, it's just going to keep adding to the bottom of that number. So if you move them now or move them later, we have a scan running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We always have a scan running. So if it's, sometimes we'll get, you know, a couple hundred, sometimes we're getting thousands. So, you know, it really depends on the scan, but, you know, don't worry about starting a new scan. Just start a new scan. You know, the stuff's still going to be there. We're constantly checking them as we're going by. For Amazon flips, which we haven't covered yet, we're not going to get too far into the stuff we haven't covered. I'm trying to stick to questions to, you know, help you guys, you know, understand what you're actually doing here. So, but for Amazon flips, in the analyzing data section, based on your experience, how many days do you use to calculate average price? We use 30 days for that column or for that entry. What impact does it tend to have when increasing or decreasing the number of days? You know, I mean, you can go probably up to 365 days. I don't see much after that. Some products you're going to see that it may make a difference. You know, when there's wild fluctuations based on seasons, possibly. You know, depending where you are in the year. If you know, if you're looking at shoes and it's a summer shoe, or it's a boot for the winter, or you're looking at food products, you know, you're going to want to be able to include, you know, those averages. So, you know, it's really the kind of products that you're looking at that are going to make the biggest difference. If I understood correctly, with Amazon Flips, you're only allowed to flip items you bought from non-prime sellers. No, it doesn't exactly work that way. If you don't have a business account, upgrade to a business account. About 98% of the items on Amazon you can buy with a business account, so you don't have to worry. Even if it's a Prime product, you cannot order with Prime if you have Prime benefits. So if you have a Prime account, never buy anything for resale using that account. Open another account that doesn't have Prime and then upgrade to business. Then you're going to get the free shipping up to $49. So the only thing, or if you spend $49, you get free shipping. So it really doesn't affect you much at all. I wouldn't buy things for flips that wasn't either from Amazon or, you know, a big company. You know, like Toys R Us is on there. You know, there's a lot of huge companies, 6 p.m. That are either merchant fulfilling or selling through FBA. So I wouldn't suggest you buy from, you know, independent people, because you're not going to have any way to fight it if you get some kind of counterfeit claim or something like that comes up. But yes, you can buy from non-Prime sellers. You can't buy using your Prime account. We don't email update. Okay, Lisa said, is what you're showing, which is a step ahead site before going to be a website instead of emailed update spreadsheets. We don't email the updates to the spreadsheets right now. It's a live sheet. So we give you that link when you sign up, and it changes about once a month. So you really need to, we're going to get, so you can go there whenever you want, and as things are added and deleted, we're going to, you know, you can see all that happening live if you don't have it already. But yes, it's going to be a website that you're going to be able to customize and all that great stuff. Step ahead in online stores for OA as well. Okay, we answered that through the chat. Is there a way to temporarily hide some columns in the sourcing spreadsheet? So if we're talking about my step ahead sheet, you can actually do whatever you want in there. As with any sheet that's shared with you, all you have to do is go to File and make a copy, and then you're going to have your own copy of this sheet and ask you what to do with it. But then you can edit it. You can delete lines. You can, of course, it's not going to be updated anymore. You know, it's going to be your copy. But you can delete columns. You can do whatever you want to it. Can't really do too much with it right now, but we're the new version, we're going to make it so you can show and hide whatever it is you want. Multi-domain scans in the upcoming classes, or is there a video that covers it? Yeah, when I show you here in a few minutes, it's already an hour in, but I'll show you in a few minutes when we make one. It's very easy. All you do is add another column for it. Yes, there is a Chrome extension for TA. If you ask me, I'll post the link into the site. It's not really for doing tactical arbitrage. It's for doing the custom. If you're sourcing in shoes or clothing, it can look at all the reviews and help you see, you know, what percentage of each variation is a review. I don't believe there is a way to set up import a bulk list to send up price alerts. Is there a way to filter out out-of-stock items once you update the data? I think they're working on a column for out-of-stock, but yeah, that's coming very soon. Can Amazon Flips data be updated or only data obtained through the product search? I don't know if they have that in there or not. We can take a look. I do not see anything for updating data there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it at this time. I get a lot of out-of-stock items from the source store. Is there a selection to click to keep this from happening? There is, but it doesn't work on every site. So if we go down here, there is remove out-of-stock products. So if you click on this, if you hover over the question mark, it's going to show you all the sites that supports it. Some sites just, you know, have that out-of-stock marker in it, and some don't. So it's a lot harder to get it if they don't. You know, Kmart, Walmart, Target, they all have it. Toys R Us, and a few other ones. Yes, Jungle Scout was one of the tools that I just am not a fan of. It does a lot of great things, but not for estimations. I use the Rev Seller extension. Is there an extension that will show the JS sales estimation above the product like Rev Seller shows rank? Well, I know that they have their own, but like I said, I'm not a fan of them. I don't use them, so I'm not sure if that does it or not. I'm in Georgia. There's so many deals on fries.com. Is there any service that will let us buy these in California or wherever and ship them into Amazon for me? I really don't know about that. I know Fry's has a ton of good stuff. You know, I would really just try to find some people in that area. You know, maybe post in the group, see if there's anybody in California. You know, you tell them what the deals are, they get them, you split them somehow, or even post in the tactical arbitrage group. I'm sure that would be okay as well. So let's go back over to the chat now. Lots of questions. Okay, so you're seeing a lot of spike downs for sales rank in Keepa for a product that is both selling new and used. Both price links are continuous. Is there a way to figure out whether it is the new that's selling or the used that is selling the product most? No, you can't tell because all it's checking is changes in rank. Do we need certain credentials to upgrade the business? No. When you say a business account, do you mean the professional account that costs per month, or is that an additional business account? Okay, Vicky, we're talking about a business account as a buyer. That has nothing to do with your selling account, and they don't charge anything to do that. I'm not sure what the exact link is, but I'm sure we can Google it. I'm sure this looks like there's the right page for it, so we'll just post that in there. So can you use your Amazon business account and ship directly to a prep? Yes, it's for business. It's for reselling. They're completely okay with it as long as you do that. You can use it with a regular account, you know, even if you don't have the Amazon business. Amazon's okay with you buying for reselling. It's against the rules to use it, to use your Prime account for reselling. What do the 3 boxes do? Set column visibility. Okay, so column visibility is to show which columns here you want showing. So I don't show everything. You can select which ones are important to you and save them. You hit save. You can change the column order as well. You can just drag this anywhere you want. But if you don't hit save, when you leave the screen, it won't save them. Set default order is going to change them all back to what the original is. Most of this didn't exist when I got my account, so I've never hit this button. I don't know what order it's going to put it in, but I just leave it the way I have it. When you buy books from Book Depot or another large discount seller, do you sell them as new? I usually don't sell them as new, no. A brand new book, according to Amazon, is a book who has never been opened. So if you have a book that's shrink wrapped, then it's probably new. Anything else, I would not consider a new book, according to Amazon standards. I've sold thousands of books. I used to buy them by the pallet. You know, I know the how to rank books very well. Always go well under what the description is. When I check the TA scan list ranks and then Keepa, they're somehow 50,000 apart. How should one read this? 50,000 apart can be, you know, one sale. an item can be ranked 150,000 in toys, get one sale, and it can be down to 30,000. The difference is one sale. Have you heard of Amazon suspending sellers for selling books listed as new? I have heard that Amazon has requested invoices for books as they have in other categories. I really haven't heard of anyone getting suspended. Any suggestions on sites to avoid as a reseller? Just had a bad experience with Kohl's. Well, Ben, you should be more informed, really, because sites like Kohl's and Target are, I would think everyone would know that they don't like resellers. I am not going to avoid buying at Kohl's. I'm not going to avoid buying at Target, but I'm not going to buy 50 of an item. I'm going to buy in small orders to stay under the radar so I don't get suspended from buying from them. Just had Top Cashback post a warning that if they deem you a reseller, they'll cancel the cashback. Any issues with that? Well, I wouldn't use Top Cashback anymore then. Some like resellers, some don't. Hey, Jerry, we're going to go over Storefront Stalker next week. But what that does is it lets you go to basically any page on Amazon or any other seller storefront, and it'll let you download all the products into a CSV file, and then you can upload them right into the reverse search. What I'm going to do now is, but we'll go over that in depth. I'll stop the share so I can bring up a category list here, and I'm going to show you how we break those down and what we're going to look at. I think a good one to do would be maybe the Home Depot. Let me look at the list of what we actually gave you guys here. I don't remember which one's in there. So Puma, Toys R Us, Belk, Sears, Kohl's, Walgreens, Sierra Trading Post, Walmart, Target, and PetSmart. So I'm just going to look at Walmart. Just bear with me 1 second here. Let's see, I'm interested in Storefront Stalker. I was not sure what it was before. Yeah, it's a great tool. We're going to go over it in depth so you can see, next week when we do the reverse search. Can you talk about the ungating service? What is needed from our end going through the process? Let's say grocery. Just go sign up, Kenny. If you look at the pages, hundreds of people have used it. It's they're gonna supply you everything you need. I really don't know. I never needed to be ungated. I had it before. So I know it works. I know that they supply you with whatever they need, and they'll work with you to the bitter end, and they'll get you ungated. There we go. I'm going to share my screen with you guys now, and the questions. Yeah, the question was about TNR. There is no service called Groceries on FBA. That's my Facebook group. It has about 6,000 members, so yeah, you guys are free to join if you want to talk about groceries or whatever else, FBA. So here we are. This is a Walmart list that you probably have already. If not, look at the pin post in the group. The first thing I'm going to do here, you probably just have a category ID. That means it's for the API. What we're going to do is the first thing I like to do when I first look at one of these is we're going to look at data. I'm going to go to data and I'm going to sort it. Now, however you're using it, it might be a little different, but I'm in Excel. So I'm going to look at category. Let's see. I think there's a couple thousand categories here. Okay, so there's 1,200 categories. You can't run 1,200 categories. You can only upload 400 lines for one thing. You have to break this down into some different files. But first thing you want to do at any store, you know, the big box stores obviously that sell lumber and all that stuff, you're not going to be able to sell all of that. So you want to be getting 8-foot sheets of plywood. You know, you can't send that to Amazon. Why are you looking at it? You know, this is a complete list. This is the deal. We give you a complete list of everything that has at least more than one item in it, in that category. So, you know, this is not a list, you know, hey, this is what you need to scan. This is a list of, you know, hey, we've made a complete list for this store, and this is your starting point. You're not supposed to just buy it and upload it. It doesn't work that way. You know, we've given you something that's complete, not, you know, our suggestions of what you should be buying. So if you're not approved in automotive, then do not scan these automotive categories. I mean, this should be common sense, but I mean, it seems to be a problem for a lot of people. So if you can't sell them, but even if you can, auto body has alcohol and all kinds of, you know, hazmat products in it. You can't sell paint. Okay, so you should not be scanning this unless you're approved to sell that. You know, body repair, you may or may not be able to sell. Ramps, lifts, and jacks. Are you, you know, are you ready to be sending in 50-pound floor jacks to Amazon? Probably not. You know, and as you go down, you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff. Auto parts. Again, if you're not approved in auto, you don't want to sell those kind of products. Motor oil, additives, all this stuff, unless you're approved in hazmat, you can't sell any of these products. There may be 1 or 2 products in that category that you can sell, but if you can't, then don't scan them. You probably can't sell formula, and even if you can, don't buy it. You can get rid of that. These are just some suggestions, but you need to look through this list and decide what you want to sell, what you don't want to sell, and this is how you do it. If you're not approved in beauty, don't scan beauty. If you're not approved in groceries, then there's no point in scanning the groceries. There's a ton of book categories. Clothing, if you can't sell clothing, I'm not going to say that again, but you know, if you can't sell it, then don't scan it. Walmart, I don't scan any of the clothing. If I showed you all my lists for Walmart, there's no clothing in here because it's all either mismatches, it's their own brands, generic brands, stuff you're not going to find on Amazon, or it's mismatches where the products aren't exactly the same. They're no good for us. You know, of course, food is awesome. I'm like known as a grocery guy, you know, before tactical arbitrage came around and made me, um, people know me for that now. But if you can't sell grocery, don't sell grocery. Gift baskets probably aren't going to match anything on Amazon because they're not usually sold in the store. Walmart Vision Center products, you can't sell. If you're not approved to sell, you know, vitamins and all this stuff, it's a $3,000 application fee. If you can't sell them, don't scan them. Home improvement, a lot of the stuff is only sold online. You start looking at this. You know, asphalt building materials, decking, gutters, ladders, masonry tools. I mean, I'd leave that in there. I want to buy tools. I don't want to buy ladders. I mean, you guys see where I'm going with this. I don't know what you mean, David, by you only got the CSV list for Walmart, not the bulk list. But this is the bulk list that you upload into Tactical Arbitrage. So if you want to sell floor jacks, then go ahead and scan the floor jacks. But a lot of this stuff is just going to be, you know, too big. Remember, you're still paying shipping on 50 pounds going to Amazon and then, you know, jacking the price up. And, you know, sometimes it's worth it, often it's not. A lot of things that you're not going to want to deal with: air conditioners, air purifiers, you know, ductwork. There's so much. Everybody scans this whole thing and wants to know why you don't find any products. This is why. You should be looking at every line, every list you buy from me or anyone else. You need to look at each line one by one and decide: is this the kind of is this the product that I'm selling? Are you selling ductwork? Are you selling air conditioners? Are you selling, well, maybe, you know, one of you wants to sell floor jacks, but most of you don't want to sell floor jacks. If you don't want to sell floor jacks, then don't look at them. If you don't want to be getting safes and lock boxes, then don't scan that category. It's 40 pages of products. If you don't want to sell them, then don't waste your time scanning them. There's so many, you know, things that we've gone through here for ours. Appliances, appliance parts, sure, I'll sell. But dishwashers, I'm not selling. I'm not selling a dishwasher. You know, kitchen appliances, ovens. They're selling full-size ovens that they're delivering to people, you know, and they have thousands of them on their website. But I'm not going to order one to my house and then turn around and send it, you know, on a pallet on a truck back to Amazon. You know, if it works for your business, then leave it in here. That's why, because the guy wants to sell floor jacks. Most of us don't, but it's in there for the people who do. This list does not work for everybody. It wasn't made for everyone to just, oh, bought the Walmart list, upload it to Amazon or upload it to Tactical Arbitrage. Oh, I can't, you know, it's 1,200 lines. I have to split it into 3 files. No, you should probably split it into 2 files. You might be able to get it down to 1, depending on what you want to look at. Bedroom furniture. Are you selling bedroom furniture on Amazon? Kitchen and dining furniture, living room furniture. And look at the size of these files. 1,400 pages and 100 products per page. That's 141,000 items it's going to search. And it's going to take all day to do that one category of office furniture that you're probably not going to sell. So why are you wasting your time on it? Remember, this list of 1,200 categories has 4.2 million products in it. So, you know, again, luggage. If you're not approved on luggage, don't scan it. Personalized gifts, don't scan any of these. These are personalized items that they're going to put your name on each one of them. So again, every one of these categories: jewelry, You have to be approved in jewelry, and these are big categories. Each one, this isn't like searching the website. Each one of these is 100 items per page. That's 20,000 items just in fashion bracelets and charms, under fashion jewelry, under jewelry. So these are huge, huge scans. If you're not selling DVDs, I don't sell DVDs. I don't scan any of this. Movies and TV, all the way down. This is all gone out of my list. CDs, if you want to try and do arbitrage with new CDs, I removed all these as well. We sell used ones, but there's no, nobody's paying $30 for, a $12 CD. I know people buy them used, but there's just so much stuff that you can pull out of here. Here's another great one: team sports, sports fan shop. You can't sell NFL on eBay or Amazon anymore, so don't scan it. And all the way down to video games. So you should be able to pull a third of this out, a half of this out. It's the same thing with every category. Delete the ones you don't like, and so you make a customized list of what you want to search. And if you want to do the books in one file, so you have one set of filters, and then you do clothing in another set of filters. Yes, Joseph, that's correct. That's for using the API. We posted the API information in the group several times. It's the only list that we release. It's the only list we're going to release. You do not get one with the full URLs. We do not sell that. That list lets you search 100 items per page. If you use the API. If you just go to the website and search, you can only search 1,000 items per category. Walmart has categories that have over 100,000 items in it. If you do a search, I don't know if you ever noticed, but there's only it'll only show you 25 pages. 25 pages is the most it'll display on the website, with 40 items per page. So that's 1,000 products. If the category has 100,000 products in it, it's still only going to show you the first 1,000. So my Walmart list does not look like yours. How do you format your list in Excel? Well, you just asked me that, so I did show you guys how to format. And if it should have a set. I'm not sure where that file is right now. Let's see here. Let's see. This is the file that you have. You have the category ID, the start page, the last page, and the category name. So if it doesn't look like this, you get two files. One that has extra information, and then you have this one. This one is the exact bulk format. So when you're ready to upload it, it's ready to upload. You get this down to 400 lines. You delete category column D, just delete it, and then it's ready to upload. The other one you need to copy into the template, the tactical arbitrage supplies. This is already the template. Now, if you want to organize this so it's in that pretty order like I had, if you're using Excel, go to Data, Sort by category name. We've done this on purpose. We have an exact hierarchy in every of the 100 or so lists that we put out now, the exact hierarchy. So it has a main category and subcategory below that. So when you sort it by this column, it's going to show you, it's going to have everything in order. All the main category and then all the subcategory next to that. So then you can remove all the auto parts if you want, all the video games if you want, or all the subcategory under that if you need to. I don't understand what you mean. How did you format your list in Excel? If you mean, well, how did I sort it? I just showed you. I really don't know. Again, on the more anonymous viewers, Shawn, I'm sorry, I got distracted for a minute. I hear you say you send a buy list daily. No, I don't send. Why would I send people buy lists? That's what tactical arbitrage is for. If you mean the step ahead list, yes, we don't send it out daily. It's a live sheet that you can access anytime you want. So if you were watching that at the beginning, you can access that anytime you want. We update it about once a month. We change it so the people who canceled or unsubscribed won't still continue to have access to it, but you'll always have access to a live sheet. Okay, are we going to go over recommended filters, rank limitations, etc., or how to use them? We've gone, if you haven't seen it, then you need to watch the replay, because I'm not going to recommend ranks to you. We've explained why, we've explained it a lot of times. You need to decide what's best for your business. I've explained what we use, and as well as every single filter in the regular store search. When we do the reverse search, we'll go over every filter in there. The first one, we went over everything in settings. The second one is for the regular store search. Next, we'll be doing reverse search. Do I have a percentage rule of sum to use before checking each Keepa graph? I don't understand the percentage of what. You need to see what is useful to you. Are you okay with a product only selling 2 items a month, or do you need to sell 10 items a month? You need to look at that Keepa graph and see if you're okay with that. I'm okay with an item selling 2 a month because I'm only going to buy enough to support that. I don't care if it sells 100 a month. I'm going to buy enough to support that. Or if it sells 5 a month, I'm going to buy enough to support that. So even if an item is 150,000 for the rank, I'm still happy buying it if I can sell it and keep fulfilling it. And if it's replenishable, then I can buy it full price and buy more when it sells out. That's how you grow your business. You build a list of your replenishables, and when an item sells, every time you get paid, you go buy more, and you just continue that cycle. And then you have a shopping list of things to buy. You just keep growing that list. Alfredo, you have to look at the pinned post. All the replays are in the pinned post, the links and information to download the lists that are included. We also sell over 100 different lists, but we included some just as a bonus. So if you need to know how to use them, it's all in the pinned post in the Facebook group. Okay, Marsha, I've been using TA for a while now. It is a very powerful tool, but you have to invest the time to go through the training and videos. Yes. So that's why we're doing this course, so we can, access to us and be able to ask these questions is a big part of what you paid for. I mean, we don't have to do this. I charge $150 an hour for private coaching, and we do lots of it, or, in a group setting, you guys everybody here paid less than $150 for 5 weeks of training, private access to us, $1,000 worth of free files and lists. So, you need to do that training. You need to go onto my website, learn Keepa, learn the tactical arbitrage class, go to ShawnMayo.com and go over the videos that I put there. And of course, watch the replays. So watch them a couple times if you need to. Do growth resources normally provide expiration dates? Have you ever run into issues? Sources. So if you're going to be buying from a wholesaler, I assume, you can ask them what the dates are. Yes. Ask what their return policy is or what they do. If the dates aren't good enough, explain what your requirements are. If you're buying at Walmart, no, they're not going to tell you, but you can return them to the store. So, grocery is great, but, you have to be able to deal with those and have a plan in place and how to deal with them. If you're out of the U.S. or you're figuring out how to do that or dealing with a prep company, your rules are going to be different. You got to find out what the prep company is going to be doing as a way to return the items. So, you know, how they're going to deal with something if it's expired. I don't run into expiration date issues often because I know by now what to buy and what not to buy. You know, you buy snack cakes and cupcakes and stuff like that, then you know, and those expire soon. Of course, canned goods usually have an expiration date of up to 2 years out. Buying online, doing online arbitrage, it's usually going to be in the middle of the road. So whatever expiration date you're used to for a certain product, it's not going to be the longest. If it has a year shelf life, you're not going to get something that has a year out expiration date. You're going to get something that, you know, is somewhere, you know, in the middle of the road. So we do run into expiration date problems. I wouldn't say they're often, though. We're about an hour and a half in, though, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Any more questions, posted in there into the Facebook group. Any of those videos that I know people were asking about, ask me in the Facebook group. We'll post the links to them. No problem. Anybody who couldn't get the sites working, the custom sites, you know, I would say send Chris Grant a message because he's actually the one in charge of those. The next one, we're going to do the reverse search. We're also going to go through some of the software that we use, like Nate McAllister's Storefront Stalker Pro, which is great. I mean, it's the whole backbone of the reverse search. So I suggest everyone has it. If you haven't signed up for it, then you might want to hold off. I'm trying to get some kind of a deal going. You just came out with a lifetime subscription. I believe it's like $80 or $90 a year, but he just released a lifetime subscription. So hopefully he may give us some kind of discount, or at least come on and explain, you know, his take on how it works. So we'll see you guys next week. And of course, it's all going to be extended out 1 week. This isn't one of the 5 weeks of training. This was just because Chris couldn't come up. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.